we have the NADCO report, which stipulates end-to-end encryption on how we need to work out our electoral management programs. It is so sad that at this point, we have a situation where the IEBC has not been constituted. But William Ruto is putting the cart before the horse. I think any recommendation in IEBC should be done when IEBC has been properly constituted. Who does William Ruto think he is to be thinking for IEBC? IEBC should have a secretariat. IEBC should have its commissioners. IEBC has got a trickle-down effect that informs their needs and every other thing. We have got areas that have not been represented for the longest time. Some places have not been represented for more than 1 year. Some places for almost 2 years, they've not had a member of the county assembly. Others do not even have the member of parliament. Where's the hurry? Why is this happening right now? We are aware of several bills in parliament. Ruto wants to interfere with everything that pertains electioneering systems. There is a bill about the thinning of political parties, and it is a must. And before even that, he is the same person who was yesterday just dropping in, you see, Wetangula into, you see, giving out his Ford Kenya party into UDA forcefully, or else he risks losing his seat as the Speaker of the National Assembly. I think that is coercion, which is not really right. Kenya is a democratic country, and we are democratic per se. We are not into any kind of a sphere. We understand ourselves, and this constitution was put in place at a time when we were very much conscious. And the moment you want to interfere with the very harsh, we will call you out in your right senses. How can it be that you want to plan for the election board, which is not in place completely? Ruto cannot give us the syllabus of how things should be run during elections, where he is a player. You cannot be a referee in this match, Mr. William Ruto. Ruto has done quite a lot that is going to interfere with the outcome of the electoral results. Number one, Ruto has made sure that the national ID is being charged. To attain a national ID in Kenya today, you have to part with money. 1,000 shillings, 2,000 shillings, I don't know, the new registration, or when it is lost, this is our country. How do you pay for a registration of identity, of your citizenry in your country? Well, in Uganda, well, there is that renewal that happens. But during the stage as to which you take the ID there, you pay it once. But renewal you do free after every 10 years. Ruto wants to come up with a system where he want to do something kind of a census, where he picks people's data, knows how to cook them, manipulate them, and make his own hay at the expense of the poor citizen, and that is not really possible. And I think that moving forward, he must be called out. He must be put on the basis of taking responsibility to answer to questions. The fourth estate must do something. The media must call this man and ask him the reason as to why Kenyans today have to pay for the IDs. And this is coming up in the wake of the Gen Z protests. It is coming up in the wake of the Githurai massacre. Coming up in the wake of the femicide that we are facing, the abductions that we are really experiencing right now. Ruto knows that the vote basket of the Gen Zs alone in this country is 20 million. I mean, 20 million cannot be rigged. Cannot be rigged. You cannot steal it. So what William Ruto wants to do is to deny young people to be voters in this country. The moment you put a cash end to the ability, to someone's ability to have that voting card, then already you are messing up. Then it is not free, fair, credible to everybody. How is it free? How is the election gonna be free while you need the ID card to prove that you are over 18 years? And now William Ruto is charging the ID card. New registration 1,000. Renewal, I don't know, 2,000. How? How is it free? And I'm wondering why nobody has gone to court about this. And we are talking of a situation where we are hailing Kenya as a democracy. We are talking about free, fair, and credible elections. If the ID, we are working on a situation where we can have ID as a primary voting document during the general elections. Then on the other side, William Ruto in State House, with his cronies like the Chungwas of this world, are now under the threat of Gen Zs, and now they are forcing it into their Gen Z's throats, who are jobless Kenyans anyways, to part with 1,000 shillings or 2,000 shillings to have a national ID. Because it is in the open. You cannot have a voter's card if you do not have an ID. And I think you know the poverty levels in this country, which has been soared up through this Kenya regime, Kenya Kwanza regime. Too bad, to an extent that the system cannot work on issues that would alleviate unemployment or eradicate hunger. And here they are denying Kenyans an opportunity that comes once in 5 years to make a destiny using their votes to choose or elect leadership that will fight and front for their ideas, to ensure a leadership that comes with antidotes, those that are going to bring lasting solutions, the homegrown solutions to the Kenyan populace. It is very wrong. And right now, there is a bill in Parliament that is advocating for the transmission of the presidential results, the live transmission of the presidential results to be stopped in this country. I mean, how is that possible? Look at those two things. The issue of ID is going to stop Kenyans from being voters in 2027 because the ID is already a cash cow today. Ruto is milking Kenyans through the ID because people will now have to pay for it. And because of the poverty levels, very few people, especially the Gen Zs who are unemployed by this regime, are not going to be voters. Number two, electoral theft. There is nothing like fairness and there is nothing like credibility. The moment you denounce or you stop the live streaming of presidential results during elections, then you have interfered with the credibility and the fairness aspect. Every other thing, credibility and fairness, is just going to be on the books. And then Kenyans will now have to wait and fold their hands and wait for announcement of the presidential results. I'm telling you, Mr. William Ruto, you are taking this country to the dogs. You can steal elections today. It is allowed. But be prepared that after stealing the elections, you become the president of the graveyard called Kenya, not of any other person, because it comes with the consequences. No one is going to let it go that direction. Nobody stopped the Gen Zs. We only gave it a break because we believed that somehow you would do something. But immediately you roped in Raila Amolo Odinga to hoodwink Kenyans. Now we have our third one, which is coming. It is called the bloodless revolution, and this is in 2027. If we come out for the bloodless revolution and you decide to steal our right, then whatever will happen, we shall be judged about this in heaven.